Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. Today, it's a little crazy. I have the first part of my eyeshadow palette declutter. There's going to be face palettes, there's going to be face and eye palettes coming as well, but I wanted to send some of these out to friends, and I've been kind of hoarding them. If you don't watch my eyeshadow roundup, I have been going through my eyeshadows for the past quite a while, and I've been setting them aside. I wanted to do like it all together because I know people don't like to watch those necessarily. So this is just going to be kind of rapid fire, what I'm getting rid of. Maybe if I remember why I didn't like it, I might say that. But for the most part, it's just going to be showing you the palettes that are leaving my collection and giving my friends the chance to take any of them that they want. I know some of my friends do arts and crafts, and one was like, oh, I might be able to chop that up for face painting and mix it with pigments and make different colors for face painting. So we're going to hopefully find homes for a lot of these. There's a lot. This first round, I haven't decided if I'm going to stop at 50 or if we're going to go up to 100. I have 100 set out here. I have a Google sheet with all of them so that I can just send that to a couple friends and be like, what do you want? Because this isn't going to go up for a week or two. There might be several reasons why I'm getting rid of these. It could be that I didn't love the formula. I know, like, I have some Viseart or Viseart that I don't love, and I know people really love that formula. So it could be it's just a me thing. I don't love the formula. It could be I don't love the color story. It could be that I feel like it's a little repetitive with what I have in my collection, because there are some of those too that I feel like, oh my gosh, I've had so many of these. It feels a little repetitive at this point. So that's what we're going to do. Before I start, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let me know if you have any of these palettes, if you like them or not. If you decluttered them too, let me know that as well. And yeah, here we go. We're going to start with Wet n Wild because I have several from Wet n Wild. I kind of grouped them by brands. First up is this color icon trio. This is the hieroglyphic heart. And I remember trying to get all of these for Valentine's Day the one year, and they're not really me, so they're going to go. And then also, Will You Marina Me? This is another one from that same Valentine's Day collection. They had the really pretty highlighters as well during that time. And then a final one, I just decluttered all the ones I bought, Heart and Heavy. And I remember searching for these, going to several Rite Aids and not CVS, Rite Aid and Walgreens for those. Then I have some of these other Wet n Wild when they refocused, and this is Mythical Creatures. There's some cool colors in there, but just not so much my color scheme. Then we have Flock Party, and oh, I was like, did I even open this? I feel like I did. There you go. That's Flock Party. Then we have, I put stickers on some of these because I was trying to keep them straight, which ones I'd done and which ones I hadn't. This is Hasta La Costa Baby. The names get me every time. Like, I love a good pun, so that doesn't help. Then we have Not a Basic Peach. And this one is pretty similar to the peach palette, and I absolutely love the peach palette. I have the peach palette, so I don't need duplicates or things that are similar in nature. In the Smoke, a lot of colors that are just not colors that I reach for or wear. I did try to use every single color in these throughout all of these. There's a few that I haven't, there's a color or two I might not have done, but I did try to use most of them. And then this one is the Boo Crew. This is one of the Halloween palettes. Next up, I have two from Academy of Color. I picked these up at Kohl's when they had them. As you can see, they have the Kohl's sticker on them. They were $10.99. I don't remember if I got them on sale or not. These were supposed to be like dupes of Kylie palettes, I believe. So this is Mulberry, and I didn't love the formula on these, I will say. And then I also have Peach Scented, which is just kind of a weird name, but that's what is in there. I don't love the color story in here. There's a couple shades that I like, but for the most part, not really my colors. Then we go to ColourPop. There was a time when I was trying to collect all of the ColourPop palettes way back in the day, and it stopped right about the time when they came out with these 9-pan palettes in this shape. This is Mar. Some of these I might have won. I feel like I won this in something. Anyway, that is what it looks like. It's just really not colors that I would reach for or wear, so all of those are going away. And then we have some of the ones that I got because I was just trying to get all of these 12-pan palettes because I thought they were so cute. And there was a time when everybody was kind of doing that on YouTube. So we have Element of Surprise. It's fine. It's just not really my color story. Then we have I Think I Like, or Think I Love You. And this one is another it's a very neutral palette. It's kind of pretty actually. Looking at it now, I'm like, not going to second guess myself. Even though my tastes have changed a little bit, there's a reason all of these were put in the declutters. And then we have Kathleen Lights and the Zodiac palette. This one, and this is when they started putting mirrors in them. I thought about keeping this one because I do follow Kathleen Lights, and she's one of the few big YouTubers that I still like follow, but I don't need to keep it just because it's Kathleen Lights. Then we have Garden Variety. This is my last ColourPop, and I just they were too light. I wanted a little bit more punch with my colors and didn't love this one, so that is ColourPop. I'm sorry for not swatching these. It's just I have so many to go over, and I've already swatched all of them in other videos. So if you're interested in seeing them swatched and hearing more in-depth reviews, I will have a playlist for all of my palette reviews and declutter and for palettes. Anyway, I'll have some playlists listed up above and also in the description box. Moving on to LA Girl. This is the Day to Night palette. I got this one because it was cheap, and that was really the only thing. I just don't wear a lot of these colors. I thought about keeping it for a couple transition shades, but really I have other shadows. I have singles that I want to finish up instead, so that one's going to go. And then I have these 3 play palettes. So I have the what is this one? This one is 4Play. These are kind of nice. They remind me a lot of the Huda palettes. Then we have Downplay. This is like the smoky kind of look. Not really my cup of tea. And then we're also the Playmate. And it's really, this was probably my favorite, but I like my Huda ones better. So those ones are staying and these ones are going. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, you might know that I love Nabla shadows. And when they were on Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, I bought so many of them. And I didn't need to buy all of them. I was trying to collect all of them, like the ColourPop. That's where I've gotten in trouble, trying to collect too many things here. So I have some of the Cutie palettes from Nabla. We have Metropolitan. That's what it looks like. Don't love the color story. Like, it's just a weird color story. And then we have the Wild Berry palette. This one, I don't like this shade. There's a couple of these shades that are very weird, and this is one of them. So I hope somebody can use like the mattes and the other ones, but there's some of them that I just feel like scraping out and being like, don't use these. And then this is the one, no, this is the worst one. This is the Nude palette. This one I should probably just toss out because it has several of those really weird shadows that are just like, there's something weird and funky about them. So that one I might just, if anybody wants it, be like, don't use these shades. We have the Platinum palette as well. And this one, just the colors, like, those colors are not me whatsoever with that. And all of these I will, if they're claimed, I will spray them with alcohol, but they've been used maybe less than 5 times, all of them, because I've used them in different, like, eyeshadow roundups, but none of these are well loved for sure. Then we have the Nabla Dreamy 2, which is the Mystic palette. I was so looking forward to this because I loved the Dreamy one. Don't like this one. Don't like the color story. Just, This is another one of that weird, I don't know what they were doing. You can tell when you're looking at them though. They're like this weird gritty texture. I don't know what it is, but it's almost plasticky. It's so... Moving on to Pure. So the first one is the Pure and BoxyCharm palette that they sent out in BoxyCharm many years ago. Yeah, I did get my nail in that blackish shade there. It's okay. I didn't love the formula. Don't need it. I have too many things. Then we have the Pure My Little Pony palette. I wanted this because it was My Little Pony, but it was the movie of My Little Pony, and really I didn't see the movie, and I'm not current or newer My Little Pony. I'm like vintage My Little Pony. That's what it looks like, just the color story. It's all over the place. Didn't really love, like, the formula is okay. It's decent. I just was over it. And then we have this one. This is the Trolls palette, which, same thing, just dingy-ish kind of colors. This doesn't remind me of Trolls very much at all. They did better palettes. I have some Pure that I really like, just not those color stories. And then we have the Trolls World Tour. This is the Techno one, and this, it's gotten dusty, so it's a little bit less sticky, but they were like sticking to stuff. It's weird. And obviously those colors, yeah, that's why it's going. Moving over to Lorac. This is the Mountain Sunset unzipped palette. These were interesting because like they bent like that. It was different. I really love Lorac, the unzipped formula. I kept several of them, but this one I don't love the color story, and that's why I let it go, because I was like, these colors are not me really at all, so let that one go. And then the other one in this same is the gold, and this is not as good as the other unzipped. It's fine. It reminds me more of the Pro formula than the unzipped formula, and I don't want to keep it. So that one's going. And then I also have one of these smaller ones that they did, and this was not good. It was like a weird, it's not the same formula at all as the other ones, and just the color stories were kind of weird on these. I kept some of the other ones that I liked better, but that one it just didn't speak to me. Tarte Man Eater. This is the original Man Eater. It has a little bit of use compared to the other ones, because this was back when I started collecting eyeshadow palettes. I don't know why I got this one, because this is not really my color story. So it's gone. Then we have the Tarte Little Pineapple. I wanted to keep this one. I wanted to love this one. And it's so repetitive in my collection. It's so cute though. But yeah, I'm letting it go. I didn't like the Tarte lip palettes. Everybody loves these, I feel like, and I just didn't. This is the Tartelette in Bloom. Colors are kind of muted, cool tones. Whatever, not my favorite. Didn't like the Toasted either. This is the Tartelette Toasted. I don't know. I don't love this formula. I don't love the colors in those. And this one, oh my gosh, I remember finding this. This was back when I very first started my channel. And, I kind of knew some things that were popular, and I saw this at Macy's, and I was so excited. It was so expensive. I mean, yes, this is a super expensive palette. And I got it. I was so excited, and I should have gotten, they had the Mario palette too. I should have gotten that one, but I don't know. This is the Tartelette Pro, by the way. It's okay. Like, it's good. It's Tartelette. It's the Tarte formula. It's the Tarte's Pro, by the way. It's a nice palette. I just have found so many other palettes since I got this that I like better. And yeah, so that one, I feel kind of sick when I started adding up the totals of all the things that I bought and all the money I wasted over the years. I mean, some of these were drugstore, some of these were like 50% off, sales, but still, like, this adds up, and I am trying to do better. That being said, I just like bought 6 new palettes. Some of them were small, and some of them are definitely ones that I will keep though. So there's that. Let's talk Milani next. So first up, we have the Everyday Eyes. There are 6 shadows in here. You know, the Milani formula is fine. I don't know. Like, I didn't love these color stories. And this one is pretty much all shimmers, which is a problem. And I just was like, no, I'm not going to wear a lot of shimmers altogether. This one, I liked the color story. This is the Gilded Desires. It's just, I have so many things that are similar in nature, so we're going to pass it on. Pure Passion. These remind me of the Stilla Windows to the Soul, or Windows to the Air, or whatever. This one, liked the color story the best, but I have this color story over and over and over again. Bold Obsessions. This color story, it's fine. It just doesn't do a lot for me. Then we have Most Loved Mattes, and this one looks like that. It's all matte, and I like some shimmer. I don't want an all shimmer palette. I don't want an all matte palette, you know? We're moving on to Violet Voss. So we have Creme Brulee. This is the mini ones, the fun sized, and just the color story. I decided I liked the formula. I just don't love the color story, and I have so much. I would rather keep what I really like. Essentials 2. This one, my cousin sent to me, and I remember I had wanted this, and she got it in her BoxyCharm, and then she's like, oh, I'll send it to you, and I was so grateful for that, and then I didn't love it. But this was another one when I felt like I was trying to collect all the Violet Voss palettes, so I don't think Missy's probably watching this, but if she is, thank you. And the colors are so pretty. It's not the same quality as some of the earlier Violet Voss, and it's just the color story is kind of doesn't speak to me that much. And this one, Pinky Promise, I thought I was gonna love this one. I wanted this in the Olive Forever, and it's not really pinky. Like, look at that. There's 2 shimmer shades that can be classified as pinky, and then everything else is like brownish tones. So yeah, I feel like that's false advertising. We are rounding out the first 50 with Urban Decay. So first up, this one. This is a hot mess palette. This is the Kristen Leanne, and this is the Kaleidoscope Dream, and it's crazy. There's all different pan shapes, different colors. It's kind of interesting. This one, I don't know. You can kind of see this is two-toned in the middle, and it's kind of fun, but it's not me. But it's almost the old school Urban Decay formula, but not quite. Then we have the Distortion palette. This one was kind of revolutionary. You had all of these colors, and then you could layer them, and these were supposed to like be shifty toppers, and I'm not going to be wearing a lot of those colors. So it's going. Don't like the Moon Dust formula. I know people really like this. This is not for me. I know people they really like topper shades. I'm not a topper shade fan. So if you do, this would be a great one. But that is the Moon Dust palette. Last 2 are also Urban Decay. This is going to be controversial. Born to Run. I know people love this. I've had friends who were panning it and love it. I just, meh. Every time I would go into this, I was like, I never felt excited about this one. I just kind of got it. I hope I got this one on sale. I feel like I did. And I feel like I got it on sale because everybody else was talking it up, and I was like, oh, FOMO, I need it. No. Same thing with the Naked Heat. All of these Naked palettes, I kept one Naked palette. I think the only Naked palette that I kept from, so you're going to see more of these in the next installment. I'm pretty sure the only one that I kept is the Reloaded, the one with the irises on it. Not irises, orchids. But Naked Heat, this color story. Wah, wah. I feel like I have better color stories. I like them just a little less orangey and a little bit more pinky in my taste. So that one is going too. I'm going to take a quick coffee break and I'm going to come back with my next 50. Okay, let's make it 100. I feel like I rapid fired those, so we're going to keep rapid firing the next bunch. We're going to go through a whole bunch of just single one-offs. It might be that I only own one palette from this brand. It might be that I have more in a giant sack still in my closet that I have to unearth. So we're just going to go one fire. Pixie, it's Judy time. This one I won from my lovely friend, Zany Laney. Love you, Laney. And it's not my favorite color story. So I'm hoping somebody else will get some use out of it because it is beautiful. Like, those are nice shades in there. It's just not something that I really reach for. This one is going to my friend, Patricia. This is part of the reason why I'm filming this now. And it's because she loves Nomad and she is collecting Nomad palettes. And I have a couple that she doesn't have. This is the Berlin Underground. And this one, that color story, it's a little crazy. All of them have those little punk rock skulls in there. And I love that. I just don't love the color story of this. And I struggled with it, even though I really liked it. So I'm going to give this, I'm glad that it has a good home. I'm going to set that aside right now because I know exactly where that one is going. Then we have Winky Lux. This is the Mermaid Kitten palette. This one actually says it on the outside, unlike my other Winky Lux. And that's what it looks like. Some pretty colors. I'm not the biggest Winky Lux fan. It's okay, but it's not something I normally gravitate towards. Wander Beauty Wondrous Rush. I'm pretty sure this came in a subscription box. It's okay. I don't love the shimmers in here. They're not my favorite shimmer type formula. So we're going to pass that one along. It actually looks like I didn't even touch a couple of those, which is weird. But it was in my list. So it might be some of them I did a 30 palettes in 30 days and I used each one at one day. That could have been one of those. And I eliminated some based on that. NARS Ignited. This is another one I was trying to collect them all in this size. Don't ask me why. It's a lot of shimmer. It has a lot of toppery shades. And like we established, I don't love toppery shades. So it's going. Then we have this little Lottie London. This came in at Ipsy. This is the Mauves. Pretty, but this one was not great. I remember it being not great, especially compared to another one that I had that was like way better. I felt like the formula. Here's a shocker. This is a MAC palette. This is the MAC ×9 Burgundy, and I feel kind of bad about getting rid of this. I have a couple of MAC palettes that I absolutely love. I just didn't love this one, and I don't know if it's the colors or what, but it's going. And then we have the Sweet and Shimmer that was just like one of the little dollar palettes that they have at Ulta that I picked up at Christmas because I was buying some gifts and I was like, oh, I'll get this for myself. It's not great, but it could be something like if you franken or if you're going to make different things out of these pigments, I hope somebody can use it. Then we have a Lancome. This is one of the holiday sets. This is the Starlight Sparkle Eyeshadow Palette, and just don't love the colors. Like, Lancome shadows at best are kind of mid, but if you get the right color story, I feel like they're very nice, but not that one. We have Profusion Mini Violets. I picked this up for $1 after Christmas at Big Lots, and I just was like, ooh, I'm going to try that. Or maybe it was even 50 cents. It was really cheap. I didn't love it. Revlon Color Change. I got this because at the time, the advertising, Gwen Stefani was the face of this campaign. It's not hers. Like, she didn't work on it or anything. So I was just dumb and I bought it. And not colors that I'm really going to reach for or use. This one came in my Chic beauty box, I want to say. This is the Sueva Block Party. It's gorgeous. Like, those colors are gorgeous. It's just... And I'm kind of a person who likes one palette. I don't like mixing and matching and doing things. I will pull because I have an Ulta single shadow that's like a nice brow bone. Other than that, I like everything to be in one palette, and that one's just a little overwhelming. I did not like the formula on this one. This is the ABH Norvina Mini Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1. and it's just, I know what this one stained my eyes and caused irritation. That's why. So I had reactions to those. Other people don't have reactions, so if you're not sensitive, you probably would like it. Ulta Beauty, this was something that came in a holiday set, and I got this because one of the box that it came in, I want to say. Yes, this came in the nice zipper thing, and I keep brushes in that now. I still use the container. Just a lot of shades. This kind of reminds me of the Lorac Pro palettes, and I didn't love those either. You'll see those in my next, I don't know how many of these I'm going to do. Pretty Vulgar Nightingale. I was so excited to get this in a box, and I don't love the colors. Like, that's, oh no, it's come unglued. The colors just are not me. I don't do a lot of smoky eyes, and I loved the whole aesthetic of this brand. I actually really liked their setting powder. I don't even know if they're around anymore, but they had some nice stuff. Going back in time, this is the KVD Metal Matte Mini Palette, and it's kind of like the same old that I have repetitive in my collection in terms of colors, and I didn't need it. The Berries by Juvia's. This is my least favorite Juvia's palette. I don't know, like those colors, they look really pretty. Didn't really like how they looked on my eyes, so it's going. Then we have Tetris and Ipsy. This is the Game On. I'm pretty sure I didn't buy this. I could have bought a bundle to get this. It has some cool colors. Like, I don't mind it. I have so many, and I don't really need this just for this mustard yellow, which was like my favorite part of it. And I have some other like yellow shades that I do enjoy and wear in other palettes. Catrice, this was not great. This came in a glossy box. This is the Absolute Rose palette. Like, glossy box is expensive. I was not expecting drugstore in it. It's kind of, reminiscent of the Naked 3 palette, that along those lines. This also came in a beauty box. This is the Esmeralda by Beauty Creations, and this is kind of like a take on the, what is it called? Subculture palette from ABH, which I have and I enjoy, so I'm going to keep that one instead of this one. I don't feel like this is quite as good of quality, so it's going. There's a lot of these things that I got in boxes. This next one I got in a box too. This is Ace Beauté. This is the Grandiose palette. This is the only one I have from them, and the colors are fine. It's just, I have so much, and there's other ones that I like so much better than that. Pretty sure I got this in a box too, or did I buy this? I don't remember. Ethereal Bloom by Artist Couture. I know there is a color missing because I dropped it and it shattered out everywhere. It's kind of fun. I like the colors, but again, not something that I really am going to use a lot, so maybe that would be a good one for my friend. So that's all the miscellaneous palettes. We're back to kind of little groupings of brands. I have a couple from CoverGirl. This first one I bought because it was all the rage. This is the Peach Punch, and it smells like a nauseating kind of peach scent to it. Very artificial, trying to replicate the peach palette, but does not smell like the peach palette. Kind of smells sickly. It's always smelled like that. It smells exactly the same as when I bought it. Not as good as the peach palette. This one came in my Walmart beauty box this past year, and I didn't love it. I felt like it was very blah, and those two shimmers were my favorite part, but they were almost identical on the eyes. So it's going. I have two from Complex Culture, which is the Ipsy brand, or was the Ipsy brand. That's actually the bronzer I'm wearing today. Is also from Complex Culture. This is the Rosy Outlook palette, and it's cute. It's fine. If I remember right, I don't think I loved the shimmers, even though they look like they're going to be so gorgeous. And then I have this one, and this is the Future So Bright eyeshadow palette, and this looks like it would be just up my alley, right? But there was something about it I didn't like, and I don't remember what now. I looked at it and I was like, that's so pretty. Why am I getting rid of it? Quit asking questions, Aiden. From e.l.f. I don't know why I got on the e.l.f. bandwagon because I haven't really loved anything in terms of like powders from them. So I have the Mad About Mattes. I picked this up for $3 at Burlington. It's a lot of mattes. It's a jewel tone mattes. I'm not gonna wear these colors really, so it's going. And then I have 3 of these. I have the pumpkin pie, which, you know, these colors are not really ones that I'm going to reach for. I was trying to collect all of these at one time. Don't ask me why I did what I did. Then we have the Berry Bad, which it's fine. It's not my favorite. And then I have the Carnival Candy, and this one is like all mattes. And it's such a weird, no, I guess the blue is kind of a shimmer. It's such a weird color story. Like, what was I thinking? We have a couple dose of colors. I have the Friendcation, which is Desi and Katie, which I've never watched them. So this was mostly just the hype of YouTube. The mattes are nice. I don't remember loving the shimmers, but I was kind of like, I'm not going to reach for this. I don't love it. So it's going. And then Snow Angels. I loved the color story of this until I tried to use it. And then I was like, oh, this is not what the type of shadows I'm going to use at all. They're all mattes. I look at this and I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. Then I try to put it in practice and I'm like, what am I doing? So yeah, don't buy things just because they're pretty. And then, yeah, that's a lot of these. Like, they're so pretty and then I try to make looks with them and I'm like, I look like a clown. I don't like this at all. A couple from Dominique Cosmetics. This one was a BoxyCharm one. And I feel like I got this from somebody. Maybe I got it in my box. This is the Celestial Thunder. It's the smaller version. Just the color story. Don't love the color story. It's fine. Dominique, this is one that I found at Ross on clearance for like $8. This is the Coral Blossom palette. I thought I was going to love it. I didn't. I was like, oh, this is kind of disappointing. Don't love those colors. So it's going. Let's do a couple from Makeup Forever. I have 2 of the 9 pan. These are the, what are they? The palette 9 Artist Shadows. I have 2 and 3. So 2 is the first one that I got, and I got this I was like, oh my gosh. And then I tried to make looks with it and I was like, not really. Didn't love the purples in here. They were just hard to work with. So that one's going. And then number 3 is like the pastels. Very, very pastel and very beautiful, but just not a color story I would reach for. So those are going. Then we have a couple from Illuminati. These I feel I got in like add-ons on Ipsy. Maybe one of them came in my bag. This first one is Lunar, and that's what it looks like. Didn't love the formula. Then we have Enlightened, and that's what the color story is for those. So those are gone. Have a few from Essence. This one I thought was so cute. This is the Magical Forest one. I thought about keeping it just because of the packaging, because it's so cute. See like the little fairies and stuff on it. The color story, not great quality. I don't love the formula on these. And this one was so pale. This is the All About Roses, which is another one that's kind of duping the Naked 3 palette. So it's going to. And then my mom bought me all of these. And these are the elements. So they did 4 elements. She was like, oh, well, I can get mine and you can get yours. And then we might as well finish the set. She's a water sign. I'm a fire sign. And here's what the earth looks like. It's fine. These were pretty pale, pretty light and color payoff. Fire. Just a lot of orange. And I don't wear a lot of orange. I do have some, but I would prefer other ones. Water is some blue, and I don't wear a lot of blue. I feel bad about getting rid of these. That's like the guilt in me and the hoarder tendencies. There's definitely family tendencies going back generations. And then this is Air, which is very pretty, but they have like no payoff. So if you just want light washes of shimmer, they're great for that. I wanted more. We have Maybelline Soda Pop. I loved the lemonade one, and so I was so excited about this one. Not the same quality, not as good. So that one is going. Another one that's if you want a lot of light shimmers is this one. This is the Urban Light, and it's technically eye and cheek palette, but I just use these as eyeshadows. Some fun colors in there, but like I said, very pale overall. Then we have the City Mini Palette in Downtown Sunrise. This one I had remembered liking originally, but I think I've just tried so many other things since then that it kind of fell out of favor. And we're going to finish my last 3 palettes with Too Faced. Yes, I'm decluttering some Too Faced, which is kind of surprising. You might see the other half of this in a face palette declutter when I get around to those. This is the Watermelon Slice from the Tutti Frutti collection. It's so cute. Ugh. I want to keep it just for the packaging. There's some nice colors in there. I like the mattes in here, but it just overall was not worth keeping in my collection because obviously I have hundreds of palettes. I didn't even realize how many I had till last night when I was like, oh, I'm just going to count them up. And then I was like, I started grouping them and I counted them and I was like, I have 100 palettes here. And basically they were just in 2 of my Bath and Body Works, these little ones. And I have like a grocery store sack full of palettes still. Actually, no, I guess I had 3 of them because I do have some that are the face and eye and the face palettes. Those are for another time. Oh my gosh. Next one, we have Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly. This is one that I was on the fence about, and you all told me I should let it go when I was talking about it in my eyeshadow roundup. I really love the purple in here, but did I want to keep it just for the purple? So I'm letting it go. It doesn't really have a scent. That's one that I feel like I never really got a scent out of it. And then the last one is Glitter Bomb. This is a lot of toppers, and you really need a glitter glue for these, and I don't really use glitter glue, so it was kind of an interesting experiment trying all of these, but ultimately not really my type of an eyeshadow palette. It was something that I got on clearance, or I got it at TJ Maxx anyway. Okay, that is 100 palettes that are leaving my collection. I'm hoping that I can find homes for a lot of these. Some of the, I don't know what all Project Beauty Share would use. I've never sent anything to them. Let me know what palettes you gravitate towards. Let me know if you have any of these, if you had any of these, if you were tempted by any of them. Let me know down below. And if you live by me, if you're one of my friends, let me know if you want any of these, okay? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.